I'm excited to tell you all about something I have been enjoying thoroughly.
Oh, what's this?
I've almost gone through 30 packs of these little gummy bears here that we had previously that nobody got to see what the packs look like because our cameras had a boo-boo. So since we're going to remedy this boo-boo, we're bringing you some new.
Also,
I mean, I will
some
always
other
accept
new.
these.
If you notice, we all have cameras now.
Well,
So
I
we
just-
each can individually look deeply into your eyes.
Exactly.
I felt like it was unfair to the people that were watching, just that they had to just like look at this whole room with these three guys instead of just getting to see all three guys.
Yeah, now
Like,
you can see our faces moving.
This is how
Right.
we look to each other the entire time, except, you
The
know.
strawberry.
Yeah, these are the
Oh,
juicy
yeah.
things.
Oh,
I actually bought a
you gotta
pack of
do
these.
the-
Oh yeah, this is a strawberry. This is a strawberry.
You got to do the hand behind.
I also got a
is
pack of these at
strawberry.
my work today, and they're left in my work jacket, which I'm a little bit upset about. These
Oh,
are
the strawberries
like,
are so good.
This is everything a gusher wants to be. I know I said that last time, but it's still true.
The Juicy Burst fruit flavored snacks by Black Forest.
the grape.
My favorite's the apple.
Yeah, it is.
Like if they gave me just a pack of the apples, that would make me very happy. I love me some good gummies. Anybody else just loves stuff that they know is probably not good for them?
Oh yeah.
Taco Bell,
Oh,
pizza,
T-Bill every day.
pizza from everywhere pizza is.
I'm gonna save that apple one for last.
Oh, speaking of pizza, the Shaq-a-Roni is back at Papa John's. If you want to harm your body a bit, it is the best pepperoni pizza you can get.
I think as far as like a normal joint pizza,
The apple.
the apples are good. I think the Shaq-a-Roni's pretty good. That's as far as that goes. But the Honolulu Hawaiian is pretty dominant for deliciousness from Domino's.
The apple one, no.
Apple one's good. The grape is really good too for a
Grapes
grape.
are really good.
The
Second.
strawberry is weirdly, normally strawberry is my favorite. The strawberry is almost like just the boring one. Like the grape and the apple are really good because those are really hard flavors to get right.
Yep.
And they did it. They nailed that.
Yeah, Black Forest knows where it's at.
I enjoy me some Black Forest gummies. Not a sponsor, by the way.
But hey, Black
but-
Forest, if you're listening,
yeah.
please.
Yeah, we could be.
eat you some Black Forest gummies.
I'll tattoo a gummy bear on my ass cheek next to the grape if you sponsor us and supply us with like lifetime gummies.
I mean,
What if they're a family brand?
Okay,
Well-
I'll tattoo it somewhere more family friendly.
I'll tattoo it on
on
my
your
arm.
forehead?
I've got some purple and green area left over here if you want me to get a grape gummy tattoo over here. Black Forest.
I'll
Thank
get
you.
it on my ass antler spot.
Thank you for your... Oh, what?
Dude, you're gonna,
Hold
I'm gonna have to do a little clarification on that.
on.
On your what spot?
Ass antlers. It's what the Germans call the tramp stamp spot. It's the translation for what they say is ass antlers.
I thought that we had the weirdest, like, sweet tooth turn, except...
I thought it was going to be something like akin to cum gutters or something.
No, ass antlers to me sounded like a genetic deformity that ended up not being exactly what you needed to happen. Like, well, I've heard of people growing tails, but no, mine's ass antlers. It's a lot harder to remove. Hell of a lot harder to wear overalls, I tell you.
Be a chimera.
Oh, Edward. So today, I'm going to hit the microphone really hard. Today, we're
Hey,
going...
we haven't introed yet.
What happened?
We got an intro.
Oh, shit!
Oh, gather round, you mates of mine, for tales of nerds and lore. Three best friends on a podcast line.
That's not
God
even a
damn it.
freaking song, Tiny. Hi, everybody. I hate you. Hi, everybody. I'm Austin Shazam. Oh, what? Damn it, Tiny. Pfeiffer.
I'm Otto. Baja Blast. Cogdell.
And I'm Tiny, the coat hanger clog clearer machine.
And we are Nerded Through the Grapevine, the podcast where we're 2.5 best friends gather weekly to talk about our favorite parts of past, present, and future nerd
Are you
culture.
the half because you're the shortest?
No,
Oh, I've
no.
forgotten
You're
about
the
that.
half.
Thank
You're the
you.
half. You're the half for reminding me of that weird anger last week. Because guess what else has just Okay, everybody. Quick story.
Oh,
Tiny
gosh.
may have had to take a real bad grumpy after we got through a podcast.
It wasn't
last
just
week.
a grumpy. It was a full-blown angry.
It was.
He was in there for a while.
He grossly, might I add, in heavy italics, grossly misjudged the size of the toilet in my guest bathroom.
Yep.
And he said, "Oh, this'll just happen." And then it didn't. And he says, he comes out of the bathroom, and the first thing he says is, like, toe twisting on the ground, ankle twisting back and forth, "Do you have a plunger?" I'm not. And my first initial reaction is to just start screaming at him.
Well, I mean, I didn't want to be
It
that
was kind of
guy.
out of nowhere.
I didn't want to be the guy that did a big dumpy and then just leaves. I'm
Yeah,
like,
he
I can't
could've-
do that.
Yeah, like at least he told you. Imagine just walking in on a tiny fart, or not even tiny fart, like a tiny like baby
A
in your
stew.
toilet.
Like Tiny's offspring via
Yeah.
butt canal
Yeah.
is just living in the no. But I freaked out a little bit, and then I went and grabbed a coat hanger because
Yeah, he comes out of the other room with a coat hanger in his hands, and I'm like,
A little
what are
late
you
for that.
doing? I'm like, I'm way
bad.
too old. I'm way too old for that to work.
chased him, and I said, "No, this isn't for you. This is for the clog in the toilet." And he's like, "You know that's not going to work." And he said, "I might be overreacting in the first place. Maybe it'll settle down a little bit." I'm like, "If it doesn't, you're going to have to go poke it and swash it around inside of there with this coat hanger until it."
As he starts leading the way into the bathroom, coat hanger in hand, I'm like, just give it a sec, bruh. Like, it mostly went, but it just needs a sec. It needs to remember what it's doing.
And luckily, it did remember what it was doing, and it slowly went down the drain. And
It went all of a sudden.
like it really did straight up sound like the drain was just like gasping for air. Tony flushes it, finally gets all the way through.
Yeah, and I went, see, it wasn't even that big of a deal.
And then we saved the coat hanger in the garage in case it ever happens again.
Still haven't bought a plunger, huh?
No, we forgot to. We just went to the store like yesterday, too. I'm so pissed about it right now. You don't even understand. It's because I just now remembered we needed a plunger, and I'm so mad. I'm so angry. Ooh,
I
I'm
would
furious.
say Amazon it right now, but you're kind of using your phone.
Yeah, well, I've also got other things as well.
I mean,
such as a
Can you
computer.
imagine how cool of a plunger you could probably find on Amazon?
Yeah.
I'm sure they got some dope ones.
So, would you say that Tiny's beef stew the last week would make you have an emotion to break out into song?
I mean, no. But yes, excellent trying of structuring of the segue.
It was a little rickety, but I got there.
Oh man, we got to get over there fast. So yeah, today we're going to talk about musicals. You got to race against the no, Tiny, no. So we wanted to talk about some musicals because I got pretty excited whenever I had started seeing and hearing some of the music coming from the new movie coming out this year, which is the movie version of Wicked. And honestly, I've never watched Wicked the musical. I have heard the music over the decades, and I mean decades, because in high school, as a theater kid and as a the drama club and all, and the what have you, like the plays
Nerd.
and the band performances and jazz band and all that. Like, I recognize me some music, and Wicked was quite prevalent amongst the crowd. But this just looks really good in like the way I've been seeing it in the trailer. Just and the music would seem cool. I mean, Ariana Grande is going to be in it. She could sing anything you asked her to sing in probably that person's voice, if not her own rendition of it. So I'm pretty excited to see that. But it kind of brought to point, like, you know, are you into musicals? Who's into musicals? Because growing up with me, it's probably the same thing growing up with Tiny, because Tiny and me are from the same high school.
We are 1 year separate.
Woot, 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 warrior. Woot, woot. Woot. Let's go.
On old Sparta's western border, reared against the sky,
Did every high school have the same
proudly
alma mater?
stands our alma mater as the years roll by.
Why are we singing our
Forward
notes?
ever
Stop
be
it!
our
Stop it!
watchword,
Conquer and prevail. That's our alma mater.
Hail to thee, our alma mater, high school
Is
all
hell.
Yay.
We all got in trouble because they all decided at once, like everybody
We went,
thought it was
hell.
because high school is hell, and it was a resounding high school is hell that went through the auditorium.
Because that's where everyone
And
gets
they-
into that last.
Yeah.
That
Now,
last
was
line.
that the time that our principal did the yellow bus speech, or was that something different? Because it was not a joke. People thought it was, and then they realized it wasn't, and it got real bad.
I don't know. I can't quite remember. There are a lot of parts of high school to where I've got a lot of stuff blocked out. So if that did happen, that might be in one of the blank spots, as well as some of the times where I smoked spice in Panama City Beach. They're in the same box in the back of the brain. There's some shit that happened there, and I know it happened, and I know it was there, and I know that I'm fine. But ask me any detail about it whatsoever, and I probably can't tell you. Now, other parts of high school, though, I can, because they're not located in the part that accidentally got scarred with the high school traumas. They're more of the happy memories of the band geeks and the band bus, and God bless you could not pay me an amount of money right now that is within a school board's budget to offer to get on one of those sweaty after competition band buses.
They always smell so bad. It's that sweat and polyester. Because I was in marching band for all 4 years of high school, and let me tell you, that funk, and it's always mixed with like Axe body spray and leftover food of whatever you got before that away game.
It can't be worse than an after game football bus, especially if it's a rainy game and it's like 2.5 hours away via bus.
Oh, you get that dried out sweat.
Because it's ball sweat. Nobody brought even Axe to mix it up, and then grass and usually some kind of musty smell.
Yeah, it's not a good smell that
No.
comes along with the buses and the experiences, but the good memories do exist. I can remember several themes of the shows that we would do, and the marching band shows and the concert series shows and everything. Another musical that is
Hey, whoa, don't forget choir.
oh yeah,
Because I didn't have those like fancy band members
Well,
like some people.
I'm sorry.
But
I was
had
also
them
in choir.
member- I know we were in choir together.
Yes, and you just imagine this, folks, as you're singing some of the music of one of the greatest Disney musicals, which Disney musicals are their own thing. They're their own little genre of musical in my brain because they are of that Disney variety. Like you're like, oh, I'm going to be joyful. Listen to how joyful I am. But that's in Brain Disney musical. But
Yeah, even the darker songs were kind of had that happy like lilt to them.
Kill the Beast.
I know, and it still had kind of a happy little lilt to it. Like it's still a lot of it would turn up at the end for some bizarre reason.
There's a beast, one with fangs, razor sharp ones, and then Tiny with his solo. and the majestic wind blowing through his hair that he once had, that was past his shoulders in its length, auburn grandeur from the wind blowing in his face from the fan he brought with him, because he had a prescription for the van. Massive claws, killer paws for the feast.
Yep. I was 50% of our bass section.
And he was he was 100% power on what he wanted to be. Other times, I think he watermeloned. Did you watermelon, or did you
Look,
give it your all?
Only when sometimes she would give us like a sheet of music and would go over like 3 times, and then she'd go, "Let's go off books." Then I just did vowel sounds. But other than that, no, I actually sang.
Yeah, I
didn't fake it.
I had some competition within the higher range of stuff because we had some high pitched boys up in there.
There were like 40 of y'all too.
Excuse me, there were like a bunch of tenor twos,
Like 40.
and there was only a few of the tenor ones.
There were like 40 tenors, 6 baritones, 2 basses, or as I like to say, the most important section. But there were 2 of us.
Yeah, and there
were
you
2
forget
of
the
us.
altos and the
I was talking about the
sopranos.
dudes.
Oh, the dudes were vastly
I'm
outnumbered.
talking about the parts that I sang, not the parts that there was nobody in hell.
Yeah, I was a tenor 1. I still have a higher range than I should probably have. So it's fine though. I don't use it for anything
I
spectacular.
mean, you can lick into baritone. You can get in there.
What, down into the low?
Yeah,
Best I can do is maybe lock them doors and turn the lights down.
that's
low.
baritone.
Is that? I hate it. It makes me feel like a poser.
Yeah, you got to hit him with the baby lock the door and
Shut-
turn the lights down low.
Well, you almost had it till the very end note, but you said you couldn't sing, and you sang all those notes right
Yeah, look
except
at
for
you.
one.
You lying sack of.
It's because I've
Monkey
listened to that
spunk.
song
Yeah.
so many times.
Monkey
I have
semen.
it. I have it memorized. I don't remember. I can't tell you what note it is. I'm just like, that sounds like what I heard.
Well, that's
You
why
don't
most
have to
people
be able
sing
to
in the
s-
first place.
Yeah. Do you know how many of us in choir could read music? Maybe one.
Well, I grew up in marching band, so it's like you have to be able to read music to be in marching band.
Yes, but reading music based off of what you're seeing in front of you, it's always like I hear what the piano's doing and I make sure that I just fall within that range of altering my voice. That's all that I'm doing. I can't sight read for dog nor shit. Like I'm listening to the piano and I'm matching my vocal from where I'm going from this spot in a range all the way up to this spot in a range and so on and so forth. That's how I would read music. In band, it was different because I knew there was fingerings and notations and everything else. And
Yeah,
that's different.
what I like, because it's like I hit the button on my saxophone and it makes the proper noise. Not I have to hold my voice a certain way and hope for the best. Because I remember we had in let's see, it was junior year because I was playing the Barry sax. There was a piece we had in
Blueberry or blackberry
Raspberry,
or raspberry.
spit flavored.
brambleberry, huckleberry.
Held together with
Where
duct
do you
tape
find
and
those
rubber
berries?
bands. It was a school use instrument.
Those suck. See,
Right.
I was in band one year. It was 6th grade.
Did they give you a trombone?
I had a trombone.
Everyone
Mine
gets
was
stuck with the trombone.
also no. I actually liked playing trombone. It wasn't my first choice, but he said, "You got big, powerful lips, and you got them lungs." And I was like, "Okay, Mr. Mills." And he's like, "Here's trombone." He's like, "You're not old enough to play a tuba." And I was like, "Thanks for telling me I got a tuba-like body. I don't know."
I love the
So,
fact
hold
that our
on.
band director was told you had big, powerful lips.
He
That
didn't
is-
say it quite like that. Okay, let's not make it To Catch a Predator.
I'm not trying to. I just really wanted to
Well,
imagine he's the sternest faced man.
Well, when I had him, he was a little more chill. It might have been different once he got to high school, but I don't know how he did it for y'all. But he handed us different mouthpieces, and he was like, he said, you have too good of an embouchure to play anything other than brass. I took that as his big, powerful lips.
Oh my god!
So
That's one of those that like
That's
every word of
interpretation.
that sentence,
I love it.
you don't know what the next one is, and you're hoping to God you're wrong of what you think it is.
well, I mean, I was in 7th grade, so I'm like, I don't know where this is going.
Yeah, that's.
But my
that's
whole point was
amazing.
the bell on my trombone looked like the Hulk reach out and just went like it was flat where it shouldn't be flat, and a bunch of ripples like a leather Cheerio. It was a buttholed bell.
I remember my sophomore year, I played tenor sax, and we had 3 tenor saxophones for use in the school. One of them was being held captive by someone that no longer used it, and the other 2 were school use instruments that I would literally had rubber bands to hold my octave key down because the pad was so worn. But the pad was so worn that it wouldn't hold closed, and it sucked. I hate school use instruments. If I ever got money, I would just give it to like the marching band programs around here. Buy good instruments for your kids, damn it.
Yeah, because it's pitiful. I mean, but there's a lot of stuff that's hard for schools to get funding to in the first place, and then the bands are kind of extracurricular too. So then that funding has got to be cut before of course they're going to get rid of their athletic cuts. So and then you run into Mr. Holland's Opus, and you get real sad when you watch it.
Well, look, White County, they're not going to cut their athletics program.
Even though, same with Jackson County, even though they suck.
I mean, look, I can say this because I was a footballsman.
You were a ballsman of the football variety.
Our football's team sucked real hard the entire 4 years I was there. Freshman year, perfect season, no wins. The best year in like 15 or 16 years was my senior year, and we won 50% of our games, so that's 5. We went 5-5. We're like, we could go to the playoffs. This ain't happened in like 20 years.
White County High School's
White County, yeah.
White County High School's going to the state playoffs. Remember, it's a single elimination. Oh, they got it 1 game in.
Yeah, we got Marable, and then everybody was like, we're going to lose. And I'm like, damn right with that attitude.
And then you got there, and it was a crushing.
Oh, yeah, it was real bad. And it was like,
We ain't got a chance in hell.
yeah, that was what they said, so nobody tried.
I understand.
Bastards.
That's how Jackson County was. We'd get into the playoffs every single year and then just get our ass handed
Well,
to
I will
us.
say, our linemen, we'd smack you in the mouth. Like, you knew we were there. It was just all the little squirrely boys. That's where the problems were.
Just make you want to break out into song about it.
I know.
Yeah, like if they were to
Like High School Musical.
Exactly. It's exactly what that is. It's a musical based in high school. And
I thought I just made that up.
No, it's a movie. It's a series. There's 3 of them. There's
That
high
was
school.
aggressive.
There's
I
High
know.
School Musicals 1, 2, and 3. Tiny. That's where Zac Efron get famous from.
I've seen this many of them.
My wife loves the High School Musical movies. Love is a very. She loves Halloween Town.
Hey, that's a good movie.
I think she might have the same nostalgic fervor for the. I've never coughed and then yawned from the cough before. Am I gonna die?
That was an odd combination of noises.
You ever seen that before? That's weird. Am I gonna die?
I mean, eventually.
You're right.
But,
Yeah,
I think I understand that because me and her are roughly the same age, and I also love High School Musical. It's one of the few musicals that I like.
Can I just go ahead and say that it's really fucking weird watching myself?
Oh, in the camera?
Yes.
Yeah, I keep wanting to look here, but
I keep
it's like I
locking
need to-
eyes with myself.
Yeah, that's you looking at the audience. Like if I ever look up at the thing, I'm looking up at the thing because I'm like, hey, I'm looking at you guys. Hi, everybody. Nice to see you.
Right.
But it's
I'm not a fan of musicals usually, but High School Musical I did like because it came out at that just right age whenever I was like 8th grade going into high school that I thought that's what high school was like.
Yeah, it was not.
No, it wasn't. There was a lot less joy in singing and happy times.
Yeah, and a lot more drills and practicing in case somebody came in with a gun.
Yeah.
They talked nothing about that in High School Musical, did they?
No.
The musicals I was into at the time where you guys were getting into High School Musical, like Tiny and me were into the Phantom of the Opera. Oh, hold on. He's having a conversation with himself with his own eyeballs in the camera.
I'm staring
Sorry,
at the audience.
Sorry, audience. You can't see what I'm seeing from my angle, but you can see him from his angle.
I
I feel like it's kind of impressive how long I've been able to do this.
I was going to take a picture with my phone, but then I remembered that the audience is in my phone.
That's perfectly fine.
Because I've heard of Phantom of the Opera, and
I mean, it was awesome. It was my favorite.
yeah, I remember there were some kids in my band that would listen to that stuff, and I wasn't into it, but I hear it is a good one that I have repeatedly been told to watch at some point.
The Phantom's name is Eric. They never actually say his name, but
He had a name other than Phantom?
yep, his name was Eric.
Oh, God, I had a blank.
Damn, he lost.
I did so. It was like 3 minutes. I don't know. I can't tell.
You see, The Phantom of the Opera, the musical, was actually based on the book called The Phantom of the Opera that was actually written at the turn of the century in the 1900s, not the turn of the century into the 2000s.
It was one of the first choose your own adventure books.
The,
I can say book.
the epilogue was that Eric, who is the Phantom, is deformed, and he's the son of a construction business owner. He ran away from his native Normandy to work at fairs and carnivals, schooling himself in the circus across Europe and Asia, and eventually building trick palaces in Persia and Turkey.
What is a trick palace?
Yeah, you're
Like
gonna have to define
like
that.
magic, like magic acts, and like I pull a string and this thing happens here and all this.
wow.
That kind of trick.
Yeah, not like
No, like
pulling
turning tricks.
not like
Yeah.
turning tricks.
I was like, that is an odd. Like, I didn't know those came in chain restaurant style.
Yeah, I didn't know that was another word for cat house.
What? It wasn't what I was.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Sarcastically.
I'm saying that was
called
my
a
first
joke.
thought. Whoa.
Whoa!
Whoa.
We need something for the rugs. So
Did you just shift everybody's camera all at once?
yes, probably.
That's funny. Yeah, the music from Phantom of the Opera always stuck with me. I bet if you put Phantom of the Opera on right now from beginning to end, Tiny and me would probably know 95% of it still.
All of it.
All of it? You're going to no doubt
I
know
literally listened to the entirety of the soundtrack the other day on deliveries. Did I have a voice at the end of the day? No. Did I sing all the female parts? Yes, but I dropped it an octave.
Oh my goodness. So you would just sing Christine's role in the same voice that Raoul would
Actually,
be singing?
I sang Christine's part lower than I sang the man's part because it was easier.
Say you'll share with me one love, one lifetime. That's like if Gandalf was singing it, though. Unfortunately, I didn't know. I didn't mean to love voice into Gandalf.
I was just gonna let you run with it.
I'm not gonna. Gandalf don't run nowhere except for that one time. Then he died shortly after.
Well, the only downside is I hit one of the really just like big boisterous notes as I'm unloading the back of my car at this delivery. So the Ring doorbell got a little bit of a show, which it wasn't my intention. But
I've got
you
some
know.
favorite moments within Phantom, and I've got different favorite singers of Phantom.
Gerard Butler did surprisingly well if that was actually him.
It was 1,000% him singing those parts.
I don't think Christine sang all of Christine in that movie, though. Like some of the big arias, I do not think that was that actress. I think it was somebody else.
Fun fact about Emmy Rossum. Emmy Rossum is a classically trained operatic singer
Oh, so that was actually her?
and has been since she was 6 years old.
Well, the part that I questioned was the boat scene when she got to that super highlight mezzo soprano part.
1,600% her. It is
Good
amazing.
for her because that was awesome.
She is an epic vocalist. Her music career never really took off afterwards. She had a couple of hits that she had come out with, and when I say hits, I mean between me and Dane, because for some reason we just really got into her. She had one called "Slow Me Down." It was like a female version of Owl City.
I mean, it probably had something to do with the fact that she was a very pretty girl.
What, Christine?
Yeah,
Christine was a babe.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Emmy Rossum herself, like most people know her best as Fiona from Shameless. So it's Tiny. If you've never seen Shameless,
Never seen it.
Is that a
Well,
head?
I saw one scene where this chick's trying to cut off her toes with like scissors or something.
That was a part of it. You need to watch the show.
That's what I saw. That's the only part I saw. And then
Watch the
Dad's
whole
like,
show. It is a very good rigmarole of stuff to watch and go through as far as a drama/comedy goes. It's a dramedy. You feel really bad about some things, and you're laughing really hard about some things. Have you seen Shameless, Otto?
I have seen chunks of Shameless.
But Christine in Phantom of the Opera is the one who is Fiona from Shameless.
Yes.
Actress is Amy Rossum.
Yes.
Christine Daae, though, I've got some
Aw.
favorite. That's her name.
That's her
Daae,
name.
Christine Daae. I've got some favorite parts of the Phantom of the Opera. Whenever it comes down to the way that it was done in the movies, I don't know how well it's done on the show because also fun fact that they're putting it back on Broadway. So if you want to go see it, it'll
Here
be
in
there.
town? Where are they going to put it at?
No, at Broadway, New York City, not Broadway,
Oh, the
Cookville.
big city, the
Yeah,
big
do
Broadway.
you
In
think
New York.
anybody here could sing like that? Doubtful.
In Cookville,
Have you been
there
to the
might
queue?
be.
There's plenty of people that think they can do that.
Well, I will say the one guy that always does let the bodies hit the floor nails it every time.
There are a couple of good ones at the queue, but you have to wade through a lot of very
Look.
not good ones.
For Tiny's karaokeing, I used to go to, it was between McMinnville and Smithville, to this little bar that only like maybe 3 people have heard of. It was mostly old drunk people, so you basically had to watch these really drunk people try to sing with and keep their teeth in at the same time. I saw one man, as he's going, his teeth flew out of his mouth. He catches them and slaps them back in and never stops singing.
I mean, as you know,
That's not the first time that's
I do-
happened to
It's
him.
not.
I
It was
sing-
impressive.
as you do know, currently I do sing karaoke professionally.
Isn't that just called singing?
No, I play cover music.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
We're professional karaoke machines.
Pretty
Like,
much.
hey, play this song. Play the one we know that's not yours.
Free
That's-
bird.
Fuck you. Sorry, Otto. Don't
No,
say.
I knew
don't-
that reaction.
Don't
As
say
a-
that. Don't say those words to me unless $100 bill is like already flying my way.
How about Believe
What about Believe?
by Cher?
Oh, no. I'm actually working on Turn Back Time, to be honest.
Nice.
So
Really?
yeah.
Oh, once you guys get that,
It's
I
a
need to
good
come listen.
Dun-dun-dun.
If y'all
Don't know
ever
why
do
I
get
did those
a
things
chance
I
to
did.
check out Shattered, it is always a fun time to watch.
Shattered-
Wait,
Shattered's
that's how it's pronounced?
Not Shat Red.
I thought it was Shattered.
It's not. That was just on that one billboard. That was on that one mistaken marquee.
And you always get to cap off the night with Hearing Fuzzy. Purple rain, purple rain.
Look, I love the man to death. Princey is not.
There's a lot more words to that song than
The
what
wo-
he sings.
The worst was when he used to do Last Dance with Mary Jane. He did some obscure live thing that there was like some ooh, ooh, ooh. I can't even do it. But he couldn't either.
And there's an actual part in the studio recording that it's going off of. It's, woo! And it's just it's weird. It's a background thing. It's not even meant to be a forefront. But to me,
Down around the hall.
oh, now that will never let him. Right, I'm down the freeway, up and down around the hall. No, that's not the words there. That's some wrong words there to Life in the Fast Lane. Phantom of the Opera was a gothic horror. It was also a gothic romance because the Phantom, Eric, in this opera house, has taken young Christine Daae under his wing and only been basically a voice from the shadows, kind of singing to
He
her.
was the
and
angel of music.
he was appearing to her as the angel of music. Well, the thing is, too, her father had died, and her father had told her that, you're so gifted and you're so blessed. In your life, you will be visited by an angel of music. So I think he had heard this story, and he came to her disguised, within the shadows as this voice, this echoing that was the angel of music, until they finally met, and he took her to his catacombs deep beneath the Paris Opera House.
Dare I say his stabbing cabin?
That would cause me some discord.
His
if someone
fornication
took me down to the
station
catacombs.
Fortress.
Fornication Fortress.
The Fortress of Fornication.
You can get to the Fortress of Fornication on Discord by taking a canoe down the, for some reason, candle lit coming out of the water river. You can get on
There's
there.
a link down in the description.
It's a happy, slappy, fun time. We've got some memes that you can share. There's a channel for it. We've got the Backyard Bonanza on there, which is the general chat.
Yeah,
Which
there's a suggestion channel, so you can tell us what the fuck to talk about sometimes.
or sometimes we even make suggestions on stuff that we're reading or watching. Just get on there, join. It's fun. We're on there live, uncut, uncensored, and irrevocably circumcised.
And also,
Perfect.
if you listened to last week's episode and wondered, hey, why did that sound weird? Or why was parts of the video missing? Check out Patreon. They know.
They do.
They know
Well,
what happened.
I left a small section in to kind of explain because some of it sounds very disjointed.
It is. It was. Hey, sometimes things be happening and
Yeah.
you can't.
But if you want to know the full story, if you want to be in the room with us as we discovered the terrible curse of last week's episode, throw us some money on
Yeah.
there. You get uncut episodes from record button to record button.
I'm pretty sure Ada had nothing to do with it.
I blocked that from my mind, Tiny.
I don't like thinking of that doll.
I swear to God, if
I'm
if
not a
you
fan of
pull
thinking of
that
that
thing
doll.
out of your backpack, I will get
No,
punchy.
the backpack's way too small today.
She won't fit in that.
I will get punchy.
But look, I posted it in our Discord, so if you get on there, you can see it. And one of our people said, "Huh, that's not creepy like I thought it was going to be." And I'm like,
See,
"See,
Some people can be wrong
It's not
too.
creepy. I wasn't in the same room with it and
I've-
felt it breathing.
I feel like he would have bought her too."
I didn't see it move on its own.
It did actually move on its own, and no, I don't think anybody got to see it on recording, did they? I haven't got to watch the video.
No, it's not on the recording.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's not surprising.
She's fully rested on the safety pig at that point.
I think that I have a favorite song from Phantom of the Opera. Tiny, do you have a favorite song from Phantom of the Opera?
It's a toss up between the I can't remember what it's called, but Down Once More to the Dungeon of Our Black
It's called
Despair.
Down Once More.
Yeah, that one.
Uh-huh.
And I actually like just Angel of Music.
My favorite two are gonna be either the Wandering Child or the
Solid.
Past the Point of No Return.
I
Yeah.
think mine would probably be No Sleep Till Brooklyn or
No sleep till Brooklyn. Brooklyn. No sleep till Brooklyn. No, Down Once More is pretty epic, especially if you're listening to it in the car and you don't remember how loud it is between one track to the next, because it is a humongous jump from that, like the because it goes from Point of No Return directly into Down Once More.
Well, it was during the climax, and the Down Once More was like at the lower end of the climax.
Well,
this
it's a-
sounds like
Go
you're
with
using a lot of innuendos for things.
I mean, kind
And
of.
remember, keep your hand at the level of your eye.
Yeah, that line I always thought was kind of goofy.
That's because the Phantom's favorite way of,
I
of
know
killing
why,
people was
and
by
it's harder with the-
sneaking up to him, to the people, and then choking them with a slip knot.
Yeah.
And if you keep your hand at the level of your eye, you get to be able to prevent him from wrapping it around your neck. And then, yeah, so Raoul didn't remember that. Raoul also
not.
is played by, what's his name?
Long hair boy,
No, it was
long
in the
hair,
movie.
long hairman
His name is Patrick.
Stewart.
And it might be
Busey.
Might be Wilson. Patrick
Wilson.
Wilson, I think. He was in Watchmen. He played Owlman. He was in the Conjuring movies, and he played Ed Warren.
He was Owlman, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You forgot?
Okay.
You didn't remember that?
I never knew it was him.
Yeah, you saw his face in it.
Look, it was they were so far apart in years that it just didn't compute.
For the audience watching, since you can watch me face to face now, you can get an eyes-on look at what it's like sometimes when Tiny watches a movie.
I don't drift away. I lock into what it is, but that person is the character. I don't see the actor
I think that it's probably going to be
unless it's Sam Jackson.
It's probably going to be Point of No Return from the Phantom of the Opera for me. I mean, just that little switch over from the Point of No Return and them singing to each other.
I think my favorite part is when they come in and he's like, "Monsieur, I bid you welcome."
Oh, the Red Death at the end of
Yes.
Masquerade.
Yeah, just because the way it climbs right there, it's so good. No, it's when Raoul's in there and he's got the thing around his neck.
Oh.
Free her, do what you want, only free her. Have you no pity? That
yes.
part,
Yes. The world had no pity for me. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I remember. I remember all that. I really dug the where he got into that softer. He dropped it all down. And he say you'll share with me one love. Like letting her know that he
just
had heard.
fucking soft, just kind of trembling.
Because he was so sad and so nervous, telling her that he had seen her and Raoul on the roof, and he had heard them singing their love song to each other. He knew that they had planned, but he thought that she loved him. You know, say you want me with you here beside you. Anywhere you go, let me go too, Christine. That's all I ask of. I thought it was Brendan Fraser, but it was Gerard Butler, not Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because I was an ignorant high school kid at the time, and I didn't recognize actors as well as I do these days. So I was in there thinking like, "Wow, this Brendan Fraser's like he fucking killed the mummies, and he can sing like this." It wasn't Brendan Fraser the whole time; it was Gerard Butler. So, Otto, you have a musical that you are a fan of. We'd originally talked to you about the concept of the musical idea, talking about it on the podcast, and you were like, I don't like musicals too much.
I usually don't, because I prefer to just be told what is going on and how the actors are feeling. Like, emote to me, don't sing at me.
But there was one musical that you had recommended that if you weren't a fan of listening to original music from musicals, you can listen to music you already know direct you through the movie and / musical. What was that one that you liked?
Rock of Ages. It is an 80s. It actually did start out as a musical play by Chris Hardwick, was one of the original writer-directors of it, I believe. And it got turned into a movie a couple years ago, and it's all like 80s hair metal, which my mom, that was her music, so I kind of grew up on that, and I love it. I got thinking about it, because I have... With musicals, I have to get into it. I can't just listen to a musical. It has to surprise me. I have to be tricked into liking musicals, you know? You have to spring it on me. If I know that I'm going in there, I'm not going to go, but it's yeah. There is a Batman animated series called Batman Brave and the Bold.
No.
And there is a musical episode on that. Look up Music Meister, Batman Brave and the Bold, and you will be singing, "'Cause I'm the Music Meister," and it is Neil Patrick Harris.
Okay, I'm in.
The Music Meister.
I wasn't in until you said NPH.
Yes,
I'm in.
Is. Just look up. You don't have to watch the whole episode. You can find the episode, but
I would. NPH is in it.
Yeah, and even they have a full soundtrack on an album that they put out. I actually listened to the album of the musical one day because I was like, the music in this is so good and fucking catchy.
I really enjoyed the music, the way that in Rock of Ages that they kind of directed this girl's story into everybody singing to her on Sister Christian from Night Ranger. Sister Christian, though our time has come. You know that song, Tony?
Yeah, I know the song.
Do you like some classic rock?
Look, I can piss people off right now, just real quick. No Beatles. Ugh. Pretty much Metallica, no. AC/DC, no. Zeppelin, no. Hendrix, not really.
I mean, that's fair.
Some of them just because massive overplayed. I worked at factories most of my life. That's all you hear.
But could you appreciate what they did bring to music?
Oh yeah, I can appreciate that. I will say never liked the Beatles ever. But some of the others, sometimes it'll circle around to me.
The cool thing with the Beatles was, even if you didn't like them, they still changed the way that
they
we did music.
They absolutely did. I can recognize that, but hate every one of their songs.
The girl's name in the movie was Sherry, and then you got to hear some of that Steve Perry, boom, 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 boom. Oh, Sherry, for our love. You know that song? There it is. You got to get up in that high no nut range. It's kind of
yeah. I can't do that because my voice is the opposite.
I could, but I'm not seated. And
I used to be able to falsetto, But I think once I hit about mid-30s, it just went by.
Yeah,
I just can't.
I don't falsetto that whenever I sing it, so it takes some stretching. I'm not just going to do it here sitting in the chair. I've had a sore throat for a week and a half. Just for you to ask this of me at this point isn't the right proper conditions to anyway. That I hate that song. It's so catchy. It's so catchy in my head because I love me some Journey, and that was Steve Perry's solo project. But the movie
It just keeps going higher, and you can hit that high
I
note.
can, but I don't want
I've
to.
heard
Why
you
do
hit that high note before, man.
Same.
I don't want to do it while I'm sitting here with a chest full of vape juice.
Any excuse will do. Just any one of them. Just pick one.
That's fine. I just won't do it.
Exactly.
But have you
'Cause you're
ever?
a wuss.
I'm not.
Look, you're disappointing.
I can't do it. You're gonna make me hurt myself
You're
over here.
disappointing. You're disappointing party pig.
No, you're gonna make me hurt everything.
You can't disappoint
You're gonna make
party
me hurt
pig.
the listeners' ears. You're gonna make me hurt my voice. It's not fair. But
He's a good boy.
have you ever seen the movie Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg? That might be
Yes.
I have not.
That
That's
might
really
be
good.
that might be a musical.
I don't know. That just has songs. It's not a musical.
But it's like you got
Yeah, what is the difference between?
See, I think a musical, some of the songs further the plot. Whereas Rockstar, the songs are there just because I need songs there. They don't actually tell you plot.
yeah, because like Queen isn't like a music, or Bohemian Rhapsody isn't a musical, but there's a lot of Queen music in
I've
it.
not seen that, so I can't
I
attest
recommend
to that
it. It's
one.
really good. If you're a
I
fan
have
of
heard
Queen,
it was good.
it's a solid movie.
it's good. I liked it quite a bit. Okay.
'Cause
So
like you said, Disney musicals are a different thing.
So-
But to me, that's the same as a musical as a Disney musical.
A Disney musical's like musical light.
yeah,
Like, Budweiser, Bud Light, musical light.
yeah, because in you're gonna have a lot of things in. Well, I don't know. Disney's got some pretty dark stuff that happens within it too.
I mean, like the Hunchback of Notre Dame was actually kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
But the Hunchback of Notre Dame was actually, I think at the time they even said that it was a little dark to be
It was
out.
good.
It was good. It was one of my favorites.
Not to mention,
Bells, 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 bells,
Jeff.
bells, bells.
any other time. Jeff Castellucci, his cover of Hellfire from The Hunchback of Notre Dame, just mwah.
So good. Yeah,
Like
that's-
that low note. That man is one of the few men that when he sings, I'll go, I'm real jealous
you like his voice.
so much.
You think
That,
he's a very attractive voice.
That
Yes.
made me have a
I
brain.
would make love to that man's voice platonically.
Awkward.
But that made me had a brain connection that I don't know how this would fit. But you know, the soundtrack to Tarzan.
Oh,
Yeah.
That soundtrack is one of those where I'm like, I don't care if this is from a movie or not. This shit slaps so
It is good.
hard. And I remember I had a Bugs Life VHS tape, and there was a preview talking about a special edition Tarzan you can get where they had a behind the scenes of the making of the music. And every time I hear that, I think about that VHS tape.
I don't think that Tarzan is quite considered a musical because it did. None of the music was actually being sang by any of the people except for one song, which was "Trash in the Camp." That was sang by that, and "You'll Be in My Heart." That was sang by Glenn Close's character, which was the mother gorilla, and then you had "Trash in the Camp," which was sang by everybody around them. That was, of course, trash in the camp. That one.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
one.
then the other one is
I know it's not a musical, but
stop
it's like
your
it's
crying,
so good.
you'll be all right. Just take my hand and hold it tight. And then here comes Phil Collins just breaking everything.
Oh, Phil Collins. He's one of those that like anything that he puts on, it's just like everything is fire and
'Cause-
amazing.
Yeah, because they
Well,
said
he did a lot of Disney.
they said, remember, Phil, this is a movie about apes and a man who lives with apes. And he said, say no more, as he sets the whole piano and orchestra on fire. Son of man, look to the sky, lift your spirit, set it free.
Well,
It's
he
like
also,
John Williams making the Duel of Fate.
he also had a side project called Gorillas in the Mist.
Is that a real fake fact or is that a
The man just loved gorillas. That's why that song was done so well that they were kind of his passion.
Is this a real fun fake fact?
This doesn't feel like a real fact.
It's not. Can't be.
It's a real fun fact.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
I mean, Gorillas in the Mist is a thing that exists.
That sounds like it's,
it's a
Horse
book about-
Mazes.
It's a book about Jane Goodall.
Oh.
So Tiny was also in high school with me at the same time that I was in a musical. My junior year, it might have been my junior year. It might
Hey,
have been.
I was in them too.
Were you in the Sound of Music with
Yes,
me?
I was the Nazi.
You were the.
I was the
Nazi.
one that made people like get all scared and stuff when I like yelled.
I
'Cause I had the big voice, and they go, "We need you to yell stuff like they're over there. Run, everybody, get them!" And I did it.
yeah.
But I think my favorite part of that was the fact that they made Alfred one of the Nazis. For people that don't know, he was a homosexual black man.
Yeah, that
And
was.
he was cast as a Nazi, and I loved it.
It was.
It was just a
absolutely-
real good fuck you to Nazis,
It was just
as they deserve.
as
I love
they
that.
deserve.
as the and then you've got. I would
We
play.
had Annie as well the year before.
I played Uncle Roger in The Sound of Music. I was there, and I had a bunch of songs cut from that musical. It was of no fault of my own, but the girl that I was singing the song with just absolutely could not tolerate the singing part of it. She loved dancing, but she was absolutely timid and not singing, and it basically she's just like, I don't want to cut it. I don't want to.
Well, it was that, and the fact that our theater teacher, she had some stuff going on upstairs that I don't think she was quite medicated for at the time, because medication for that kind of thing was looked down upon.
Oh yeah, dude, this was early 2000s.
Yeah, she was aggressively bipolar.
This was
Loved the woman to death. She was one of my favorites, but
this was in the early aughts. we could talk about it being in the early aughts because we were there, we lived it. And then the next musical that I was in was Grease. Grease was my senior year. Tiny.
I'm glad I missed out on that
Tiny
one.
got to miss out on it. I played Roger.
Thank God.
Not Roger. No, was it? What was his name? Roger was in Grease. Uncle something in The Sound of Music. Roger was in Grease. Uncle something another. Max. Uncle Max. But in Grease, I played Roger, and Roger was a guy who went around the school pulling his pants down and showing people his butt.
Is that where you got it from, or was that like a?
No, they just knew it fit.
Yeah, because that's. Pretty
I've been getting in
accurate.
trouble for that since second grade. So
Oh,
it's
you had a reputation.
yep, it's fun. It's like, hey, there's my ass. Check it out. What's up? Yeah, I know. It's way more hair in that spot than that spot. It's not. We tried. So, So Roger sang a Frankie Valli style song about mooning. And the song was called Mooning, and I had to sing in a Frankie Valli tone with that falsetto, high pitched vibrato. I spend my days just mooning all over you. And I'm like, I don't like it. But that's what I did that. I've been in Grease. I've been in The Sound of Music. I wish I could have been.
You wasn't in Annie?
I wasn't in Annie. No.
Oh.
No. I was. I don't remember what. No, I was in the pit orchestra for Annie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was not in the. I was not in the play. I never got to be a part of any cool musicals though. As far as some good hidden music.
Hey, The Sound of Music was good.
Yeah,
I like
it's-
that one.
Yeah, I'm. The
was
sun
also-
has gone to bed, and so must I.
Well, see, Sound of Musical Time was when the Pseudo Naked Chef made its first appearance.
Oh my god!
The what?
That's one of Tiny's characters.
Yeah.
He went through the costume
See,
closet.
no, I don't even know where this come from. Well, it could have been there. We found an apron, and I realized if I tied the apron on me and wore boxers, it looked like I was naked. So I'd walk around like that and call myself the Pseudo Naked Chef because it looked like I was nude, but I wasn't.
Pseudo Naked Chef, brought to
yeah.
you by
Honestly,
Subaru.
Would not. Looking back,
What the
not a
heck kind of
great thing
noise
to
was
do.
that?
Not a great thing to do. That would probably get me kicked out of school pretty
Yeah.
hard now, but at the time it was funny.
Yeah.
Because I made sure all my bits were covered.
So there's a new musical that's coming out that I'm pretty excited for, just based off of the music that I've seen from it and the things that I've seen in the trailer, and that is Wicked. And for those who don't know about Wicked, Wicked is the tale of the Wicked Witch of the West, told from Glinda the Good Witch's perspective, as because they're celebrating her death at the beginning of it all, and then Glinda comes out to tell everybody about, well, before you highly celebrate her death, you really need to know about her life and why she became how she was. And then the entire story is basically just a backstory to the Wicked Witch of the West and how she became that way. Not to be confused with the movie The Oz the Great and Powerful, which was a retelling of it similar, but not the same, and no.
I mean, there's been several retellings of that, like the Tin Man. Was the Tin
Yeah.
Man, did they sing in that or no? Or
No.
was that just, okay, I couldn't remember.
Wizard of Oz was a
It's
musical.
been a time.
Wizard of Oz was a musical.
Yeah, it was.
If
Yeah,
a
I'll
wizard
give
is
that
a
one.
wizard, who would serve? There's also literally somebody hanging in the background of the movie.
I heard that got debunked though. But
Look.
they did have asbestos snow.
Well, I've found the clip before, and by God, it looks like a little person climbing a tree and then you see a drop and a swing, and then it's gone. Pretty sure it happened.
So everybody called her Glinda. It's Galinda is her name. Galinda the Good Witch. So, and then the Wicked Witch of the West's name is Elphaba. So
Weird.
yeah, that's there's several songs within this that are like I've heard in reference in other
Well,
plot.
what direction is Glinda?
Actually, kind of gets off like kind of seems bitchy.
No,
Well, like,
direction
north,
like
south,
north,
east,
south,
west.
east. Well, she's not west.
No, she's the Good Witch of the North.
Okay.
Yeah, well, you got the Wicked Witch of the East, Wicked Witch of the West, Wicked Witch of the. I mean, you've got the Witch of the South, and then the Good Witch of the North.
I'm sure the one of the south, she's nice, but
Is she
in my
under-
mind, she's a granny witch.
I don't know.
She's just like, hey,
I'm actually
Mom,
not really well depth in the
come
lore
sit
of
on-
Oz.
Let's come sit on my porch and have some sweet tea and some pound of cornbread, darling. Let's snap.
Oh, and if you want to
let's sit
have,
here and snap some beans, because we just brought them in from the harvest, and if we don't snap them now, we'll be having some Shelly beans, and nobody really likes Shelly beans at my house. We gotta have them green beans, because them Shelly beans, they get a little mealy, and sometimes the skin gets stuck in your teeth. It's not as good. Plus, they do look kind of pretty because they're kind of white and kind of purple.
you all right?
I feel like you just tapped into like a past life.
Possibly.
There's a
You
show.
saying you like Shelly beans? They're gross.
Do you has anybody here ever seen the show New Girl?
Yeah,
You little bits.
At one point,
good show.
Winston is traveling to go and pick up his friends from Mexico. And while he's going to Mexico, he has no idea that in the back of the vehicle, since it's a Ford Flex and it is Schmidt's vehicle that he is borrowing, he had no idea that Schmidt and Cece were hooking up in the back of the Ford Flex while he was driving to Mexico, because they said, "Oh, what are we going to do? We got to keep this secret that they were seeing each other at that point." So they just had to stay quiet and stay ducked down in the back seat. Meanwhile, Winston drove to Mexico. The whole time he said, "Well, nobody's in the car with me, so I'm going to get to enjoy everything like I like to on the radio, such as the entire Wicked soundtrack." And he was in there, and he said he was started singing "Popular," which is one of the songs that Galinda sings. I wish that could be popular, Lar. It's that's the way the song goes, and Winston's singing it. And then the famous song that everybody is always singing from it that you see in the vocal clips, because it's an amazing range that you got to take to actually accomplish all the stuff that goes on in it, is called "Defying Gravity." And he's singing it in the car, just in every bit of his normal person voice, just defying gravity. He's giving it everything he's got to try to get those notes out.
I always liked "No One Mourns the Wicked." That was a good one.
But that's my favorite my favorite song is that one, but it's If You Care to Find Me, Look to the Western Sky. It's that line, that run from it. That's my favorite little thing, that 3/4 of the people that can actually accomplish the song. And I sat and watched them on loop one day, just at one after another, just going through different people singing that. Like, most of them, when they get that, they hit that range and that notation in a way. Every one of them gives me goosebumps in a different way. So I'm like, okay, next, I'll watch this. I'll contribute to streaming it, because I will not be going to my local theater and watching it. I will be staying at home and maybe renting it as soon as it's available to put on my television.
Well, you don't want to sit in way too small and weirdly hard chairs.
And they
sticky everything
sticky armrests were the line that I could not
and briny smelling.
I can't uncross the line with me not liking the movie theater, because sticky armrests are just a no-go for me, dog. And I can remember being excited for the new theater being built back whenever my friend Chet was still one of my real good friends. And I've not been close friends with Chet in damn near 15 years now.
Look,
So
the last movie theater experience that I had, I went and watched The Blind, okay? Good movie. But it was probably one of the better movie-going experiences, because my buddy that was sitting beside me, about 15 minutes in, goes, "Pocket burrito?"
what's that mean?
And I went, "It wasn't you." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll take a pocket burrito." And so I eat it. And then in about another 20, 30 minutes, he goes, "Pocket burrito?" And I had another pocket burrito. After the third one, I was like, "Where are you getting all the pocket burritos?" He's like, "Dude, I got like 10 in my pockets."
I remember I did that same thing with Dane one time. I couldn't remember who it was with, but I did that same thing to Dane. But I loaded my pockets. I got 4 of the beef and cheese loaded grillers and 4 of the loaded potato grillers.
Oh, them loaded potato grids. boy.
And I had one side of my cargo shorts loaded down with one part of it. The other part of it was loaded down the opposite side of the cargo pants on the opposite leg. I carried them in there. I sat down because I got me a big beverage at the beverage machine, and then I went and sat down, and I reached in my pocket and I got my grillers, and everybody was, all of their flabbers were gasted whenever they saw the packs of sauce come out of my pockets, because they weren't in the cargo pockets, because I wanted them in my normal pockets so they wouldn't accidentally smush with the other stuff.
Yeah, nobody wants that.
Okay, I don't want a saucy
Well,
pocket.
see, the pocket burritos I had were the full-size bean burritos.
Really?
Yeah, that's why
That's a bold
I
choice
was
to eat for
as
a movie
impressed.
snack.
I mean, like, it was good.
See, I felt secure.
Squeeze a little into popcorn.
I felt secure eating.
Beanie PC.
Wait. Are you saying you put refried beans on your popcorn?
Yeah, it's kind of like beans and cornbread.
That's not a good combo.
I don't like that.
It was
'Cause
better than it should have been.
There is a certain security that one would have of knowing that the structural integrity of the loaded potato griller wasn't just going to ooze shit all over your pockets.
It's true.
Like, they had a bare minimum of ingredients, and it was just basically like, I don't want to eat my loaded potatoes with a fork.
Yeah, it was like the Fiesta potatoes wrapped in a tortilla.
And they had bacon bits. So, do you miss them, Otto?
Sorry, I was upset at Tiny again.
For
what?
For
The
putting
refried beans and popcorn.
Well, you don't like beans and cornbread?
I don't like beans.
That's a completely different story.
And also, it's Taco Bell refried beans. I've made those. That's rehydrated, just like mill. But
I didn't choose the burritos. The burritos chose me.
I know it still just makes me upset.
I wish
thinking
that I
about
could
it.
have chose burritos today. Instead, I chose pizza, and my tummy don't feel too good, and I'm hungry.
I do miss the loaded potato grillers and the old beefy loaded potatoes.
He's going for real this time.
So good.
Tiny lost his squish animal that he was keeping in his lap, playing around with. So
Except
that must mean we got to get out of here. In case nobody got it from the episode, we know very little about musicals. We just decided we'd talk about them for a little bit. And hopefully that's encouraged you to maybe get out and watch some. I mean, especially since you saw our fervor and excitement whenever we spoke of the Phantom of the Opera. I'll watch Wicked. I don't know if Tiny's going to watch Wicked or if Otto's going to watch Wicked. If y'all want to gather and watch Wicked.
If we gather, I will watch Wicked. I will never watch Wicked alone, but I will gather watch
I feel
Wicked.
like the Wicked movie is going to be less musical and more movie with songs.
And if you think about it, though, even the music that's going to be featured in it is Ariana Grande, and I know that girl
She's
can
hot.
she can sing. That's what I was going to say.
She can sing too.
That
She can be two things.
Things can be two things, just like people can be two people.
I don't have the soundboard with me, otherwise you can get the.
Okay, people cannot be two people. I'm going to retract that statement.
That's true. They can't.
Well, if you have another social security number that you're borrowing,
Well, I mean, in that case, yes.
Hey,
But
Tiny,
Cobbs.
don't get caught.
a question: if Ariana Grande came into the room dressed up as Galinda the Good Witch and handed you 3 grapes, what would you do?
I'd say fuck these grapes. And I'm not going to say the rest because nobody needs to know.
And then she proceeds to do the most heinous thing
With
to those
consent.
grapes you have ever seen a
With
human do to
consent.
grapes in that manner. Much like the man that was sitting next to Billy Joel making love to his tonic and gin.
Look,
He starts fucking his drink right in front of me. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
Da-da.